Still broadcasting from the Civic Cypher Studios, this is the QR Code, where we share perspective, seek understanding, and shape outcomes. The man you are about to hear from was, once upon a time, one of the fastest human beings in the world. He's the Q in the QR Code. He goes by the name of Q Ward.
So we're not prone to hyperbole on this show. The R in the QR code goes by the name Ramses Ja, and he puts 20 on 10 sometimes, especially when he's talking to you all about me. I was an all-American sprinter in high school. So one of the fastest people in the world, if that means like the top 1,000 fastest people on earth, then sure. One of the fastest makes it seem like I'm like top 3 or 4 or 5, and I wasn't that.
Well, listen, I'm a big fan either way, but we need you to stick around. We're going to be talking about Kendrick's extended victory lap. I'm really excited to talk about that. But right now, it is time for Q Ward to talk to us about how the president rewards loyalty over merit in his clapback. Q.
When loyalty replaces expertise, all of us have to pay the price. Ramses, I wanted to talk about how, if we're looking at the failures of our nation, our shortcomings, the gaps, the places where we're falling most short right now, how many of those failures begin in the top chairs of the people who are running the whole thing? Oof. So what happens when the people running America's most powerful agencies are chosen not for what they know, but for who they praise? Because right now we're watching a government stacked with loyalty hires instead of leaders. Some people would say they didn't earn it. And you can feel it everywhere, from disaster zones to defense briefings to the Department of Justice. The cost of incompetence is no longer theoretical. It's showing up daily in our real lives, real failures, and real actual danger. This administration appointments read less like resumes and more like resolutions of devotion. Cabinet seats being filled by people whose only qualification is a pledge of allegiance to one man. Take Pete Hegseth, handpicked to run the Pentagon, the former Department of Defense, now named cruelly the Department of War, with zero experience managing anything close to a military bureaucracy. He's a television pundit, suddenly and out of nowhere responsible for the largest workforce on the planet. At FEMA, career experts are warning Congress that their new leadership lacks the skills to coordinate disaster response, saying flat out that another Katrina level failure is now more likely than ever. This is not abstract. It's why hurricane victims can't get timely aid. It's why policy decisions change by the hour. It's why generals are ignored while cable TV commentators write national security doctrine. When the people in charge don't understand the systems they control, everything downstream collapses. Training, funding, oversight, and in most cases, morale. Even though in today's climate, it's hard to tell because, again, some members who are under the control and leadership of these people are also loyalists. Government has become a stage play where the script is loyalty and the ending, well, very, very easy to predict: chaos. Experts would call this a competence gap. In complex systems, one bad decision from the top multiplies 100-fold. A defense secretary without management experience risks military readiness. A FEMA head without logistics training means slower rescues, longer suffering, and even in some cases, death. A Justice Department led by loyalists instead of lawyers erodes the rule of law itself. When the people who swear to defend the Constitution don't even understand it, every citizen, no matter your loyalty, is less safe. This is what happens when a movement trades governance for their own perceived grievances. When drain the swamp flips to fill it with your friends, when power becomes a prize instead of a responsibility. And while they congratulate themselves for shaking things up, the rest of us are left rebuilding what their ignorance destroys. Start with our schools, our hospitals, flood zones, and ultimately the trust of the citizens. In the real world, expertise saves lives. Loyalty, however, for a man with a very fragile one, saves people's egos. So, our clapback. We don't need more cheerleaders placed in charge. We need competent, skilled, qualified adults. We don't need soldiers of ideology. We need stewards, those with integrity. Because every time they hand a powerful desk to someone unqualified, it's not just a bad appointment. It's an act of deliberate negligence against the very people and the very Constitution they swore to serve. In this case, loyalty might and seemingly always does win you a job. But in order for this country to be safe, we're going to need more in the way of competence. And right now, our country and its people deserve a leader who can do more than just salute himself in the mirror.
It's a kind of a scary time, of course, but it's so mind-blowing that they made such a big deal out of DEI, special carve-outs, quote unquote, that they were trying to rechronicle it as special carve-outs for Black people and positions just for Black people, and how unfair that was. And Black people weren't qualified for these things, and DEI stood for didn't earn it. And literally the president, the source of all this, hires his friends, people with no experience, with no qualifications, no education, toward the ends of, the positions they now hold. And the same people that push back against DEI are super silent right now. Like, yeah, this is normal. It's really sad and hypocritical. All right, let's have some dialogue. Let's talk about something that, I don't know, makes me a little happy. Kendrick's extended victory lap. Okay, so first thing, I will tell you what happened. Q said to me, he sent me this video. He's like, Ramses, check this video out. It's like Kendrick Lamar at a concert. And I'm like, oh, okay, and we send stuff like this back and forth all the time. And I looked at this video, and I have to describe it to you because, of course, you're listening to me. But this video was amazing. It was amazing. It was just Kendrick on a stage. I mean, a stage is like an understatement. It was I don't know what that was. It was a stage, sure, but like the crowd meant that it was more than a stage. It was a sea of people. And he just commanded that crowd, and they just jumped up and down and responded to his music. It was beautiful to see. And I'm like, oh my God, when was this? And it was like from yesterday or something. And I'm like, yo, he's still doing his thing. And Q's like, yeah, man, he is all the way up. He's just not in the country right now. He's like doing the world tour thing. And he's killing it, man. And I'm like, yo, what a trip. So I wanted to see, of course, like if this was the same thing going on elsewhere. And it turns out that it absolutely is. Q actually confirmed that. He said that, there's some other videos of him in other parts of the world, South America, places you would not expect a crowd like that. Period. You wouldn't expect a crowd like that to exist. And they're all at a Kendrick Lamar show with just Kendrick on stage. It blew my mind. The video that comes to mind was from where, Q?
Argentina was the first one. But okay. If you search Kendrick Lamar live, Family Ties, you'll see this sea of shorts.
Okay, so
Because
watch
what
it.
all these creators are trying to capture is the moment he, as you said, commands these massive seas of people
Sure,
to, on command, jump.
sure.
The song playing is Family Ties. It sounds like victory music. It sounds
Yeah,
triumphant. There's
Baby King, right?
horns and a drum. And yeah, him and Baby King song Family Ties. And then you see tens of thousands of people
Oh,
on command, almost in unison, like they rehearsed it, jump, but it doesn't look like people jumping. It looks like waves of sound or
it's
water
special.
or whatever. And it's happening all over the world. It turns out the most tame crowds he performed to were right here at home. Once he got on an airplane and started crossing bodies of water, it turned into something different. And this cultural moment, and this is not hyperbole, we've never seen it before
Yeah,
by anyone in almost any genre of music, like music
sure.
festivals where there's several acts command these kind of crowds.
Yeah, yeah,
A
maybe. Yeah,
single person on stage with just the sound of his voice.
and a mic.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah, yeah. So watch this. Watch this. I remember the thing when I first saw it because I mean I don't know. I haven't been to Argentina yet. I maybe one day I'll go. But I've heard some interesting things about Argentina. They have like a lot of connections to like Nazi Germany, and I don't know if they've turned over a new leaf. But that's just the most recent knowledge that I know about a place like that, right? So I when I saw that Kendrick was there, I'm like, oh my God, all these people came out to see Kendrick Lamar, right? Okay, all right. And a place with
Type of
those
crowds
type
that
of
you would
groups.
typically see at soccer matches.
Right. It was crazy.
In those parts of the world, tens of thousands of people go to watch football,
Yeah.
the original football, not the NFL.
Football. I know what you mean.
And those type of crowds come to see teams that they've been loyal to for generations. This is a single man from Compton, California,
Shout out Compton.
all parts of the world with crowds that I've never seen before. And it's not just that they're there, it's how they're responding to the music.
Yes.
If you get a chance, just Google Kendrick Lamar Family Ties and pick a country, type Germany, type Brazil, type Spain, type Chile, type Argentina, type Mexico, and you will see something that you've never seen before.
That's so special. All right. So if that were everything, that would be plenty, but it's not. So I'm going to share an article. This from hnhh.com, Hot New Hip Hop, for those in the know. This is the words from HNHH. All right. Kendrick Lamar already won big last year, but he opened his mouth again with the GNX album and other collaborations under his belt.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah. What's up?
There's a reason opened his mouth is in quotations.
Okay. I'm not there yet. Help me out.
Yeah. In their battle last year, Drake, in effort to taunt Kendrick, and a battle record said Kendrick just opened
his mouth. Yeah, I remember now.
Someone go get him a Grammy right now.
Yeah.
After he said that, Kendrick Lamar released a song called Not Like Us, and that song swept the Grammys following their rap battle.
Poetic justice right there.
So Kendrick Lamar already won big last year, but he opened his mouth again with the GNX album and other collaborations under his belt.
I
so
love
that
it.
Give people some context.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I would have,
and the information that follows.
Yeah, I'd have glossed right over that. So I appreciate that. All right, here we go. While we've been talking about the victory lap of Kendrick Lamar for over a year now, it seems like this era will finally be for real this time. Come to a close. Seems like this era will finally for real this time come to a close. Sorry about that. That's because his final offerings in the post-Drake battle era, his GNX album and his newest SZA, Playboi Carti, and Clips collaborations are now leading his 2026 Grammys campaign. Kirko caught the Compton lyricist's reported submissions for Grammy Award nominations consideration this year on Twitter, and they are extensive. After all, if he wins 4 awards this year, raising his total to 26, he would surpass Jay-Z as the most awarded hip-hop artist in Recording Academy history, as long as Hove doesn't win any this year. Specifically, the big contender here is GNX itself, whose Lefty Gunplay collaboration, TV Off, was submitted for Best Rap Song and Best Rap Performance. Luther with SZA seeks Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Melodic Rap Performance, and Best Music Video nominations. As for the LP as a whole, its submissions are in the Album of the Year, Best Rap Album, and Best Engineered Album non-classical categories. Then there are Kendrick Lamar's other collaborations in this eligibility period. These include 30 for 30 with his Grand National Tour colleague for Best Pop Duo/Group Performance with Chains and Whips, with Clips for Best Rap Performance, Good Credit with Playboi Carti for Best Rap Song and Best Rap Performance, and Backdoor with Carti for Best Melodic Rap Performance. His possible nomination in a total of 11 categories makes his chances to become hip-hop's most Grammy-ist Titan quite solid. Does K-Dot deserve this? We'll leave that debate up to the fans. It's not like they have ever stopped having the Drake conversation or criticizing either artist separately. We will see what happens on February 1st of next year. Okay, so that feels super exciting. It's like watching history be made. And I love, and for folks that don't know, because I recognize that we talk more about politics on this show than we talk about what is really our roots. Q and I's roots are in hip hop, decidedly. We are DJs still. Well, I am still. Q is still a DJ. I will make sure that Q is still a DJ.
I'm retired.
Anyway, there's more facets to life than just one. So that's why we're not just hip hop artists and we're not just activists. Both of these things matter. But Kendrick gives us an opportunity to kind of play in the middle ground, so to speak, because Kendrick has emerged. He always has been, but he's really emerged as a more prominent protector of the culture, of Black culture, and pronounced it in such a way to where people know to respect it, can still, commercialize it and so forth. But people recognize that there are people that will stand up to grifters and on and on and on. And I think that obviously last year's battle, he showed that people can get played out because he played Drake out pretty badly. I don't want to step on your toes here, Q, if you got the last word.
This is just really important to say before we close or before we move on. Nas, one of the GOATs, said recently that Kendrick is the North Star of hip hop. That is an insane level of praise from someone like Nas. And important to state, in real time, we never like to acknowledge history. We can never say what's happening now is the best ever. We always call back to something that happened before. I am willing to say on a live microphone that we might be witnessing the greatest run in the history of the genre with that kid from Compton, California.
Talk to me. And that's going to do it for us here at the QR Code. Today's show, as always, was produced by the great Chris Thompson. Shout out my guy, Chris Thompson. If you have some thoughts you'd like to share, please use the red microphone talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. And while you're there, be sure to hit subscribe and download all of our episodes. Also, check us out on all social media at Civic Cypher, particularly on YouTube. We see you subscribing to our YouTube channel, and we appreciate that. That means a lot to us. For those that haven't, it's at CIVICCIPHER. Hope to see you there soon. I have been your host. My name is Ramses Ja. You can find me on all social media at Ramses Ja.
I am Q Ward on all social media as well.
And we'd like for you to join us next time as we share our news with our voice from our perspective right here on the QR Code. And until then, peace.